guys, it's me Dominique coming at you guys with a new video. Today's video is going to be on SWV's season 1 episode 4, I think it is. I'll put it in the title. Yeah, it's going to be a review on that episode. To begin, I'm not going to go scene by scene. I'm just going to go over stuff I found interesting, the stuff that stood out to me, yada yada yada. So the episode begins with them in the little confessional. I know I always call it the confessional. I guess I get that from the other shows. I guess it's not really a confessional because they're all three in there together. It could be considered a little confessional. Anyway, it begins with them and they talking about reminiscing about back in the day on a tour bus and everybody, how whoever was getting it in. And then it was so funny how Taj was the first person to say not me, but Taj was exactly who they were talking about. So we knew Taj was getting loose. Then it goes into them talking about groupies and stuff, and then Coco talks about her husband being a musician, and then it's like Taj doesn't really speak, so Lily, you know, is like, well, how is it for you? Because we know your man had groupies being a pro athlete, whatever. I was having a problem saying that word. But we know your husband had groupies or whatever. And she was like, well, I never had to really deal with them. I was the wife, and they knew their role, and they basically didn't step out in their role. So that was that. And can we also address the shade she threw at Corey when he was like, he needs to do a better job at keeping our schedules together. I mean, because this is the only job he has. So, Taj, like, really? So you just going to throw the shade at Corey? We know that's the only job he has, but you ain't have to do that to him. Okay. So we're going to talk about the fact that they talked about what they talked about in therapy, after therapy, which I feel shows some type of genuineness in the whole thing because they still addressed it after the fact. So it shows that they do want to go forward from here and they do want to do better. Next thing I wanted to talk about was Coco. I'm not saying this to judge Coco because I'm not one to judge. But I'm just saying if it were me and my son had ran away, there's no way I would be out on tour singing in front of crowds, not knowing where my baby's been at. And it's been 2 months. It's like, I don't know. Maybe because I feel like maybe because this wasn't the first time her son did something like that. So I don't know. I can't speak for Coco. I'm just saying, like, if it were me, it would be hard for me to be on tour and to be singing and doing all that. And my son is out there and I don't know where my son is at. I don't even know if he's dead or alive. And how old did they say he was? I think I was saying he was 17. I think he's younger than 17 because he looks really young in the clip coming up. So the next scene goes into Taj kind of feeling some type of way because her husband didn't show the same emotion or didn't react the same way she did. She felt like he should have been on the same page. Now, Taj, you can't control somebody else's emotions. For one, you were 2 different people. For 2, he's a man, you're a woman. So you just have to know that. But I do understand where Taj is coming from because when you're with somebody for so long, especially when you've been married with someone, you guys feel like when they say you're one, you guys kind of feel like you're one. So she felt like being that what this blogger was doing was affecting the both of them, that, you know, he would be on the same page and he would be just as upset and enraged as she was, but she can't do that. You have to let that go to talking about, oh, I can't believe this blogger is doing that. Why is she messing with me? Taj, I know it's been a while since you really been out there on the singing tip. We know you were his wife, so you were a celeb in your own right then. But now that you're his wife and then you're back relevant again, I should say. I'm not going to say you back being a celebrity. You're back relevant again because you might remember SWV, what we remember, even though they did an album in the 2000s, what we remember back in the day, like, that's 20 years ago. So you got to remember to be in the fact that you have a ex-pro husband and then you're back relevant again with SWV. You have to know, like, stuff like that comes with the territory. Like, I personally thought that Taj would probably be used to this or would probably have dealt with it differently and not be like, oh, because it's not like a whole bunch of tabloids and blogs, and it was like, it seemed like it was just one blogger. So I think she maybe played that up a little bit for the cameras as well. Next scene goes into her, to Taj and Lily talking. Now, although I know Lily was keeping it real because that's what friends do, I can kind of see where Taj was going and why she was getting upset. Because, again, I guess for a lot of reasons, I feel like when it comes to certain things, I can relate to certain people. And when it comes to something like that, I can kind of relate. Taj was offended because she knows, like, her husband did not have the cleanest record. But she knows at this point in time, her and her husband are good. She's secure with her relationship. She's secure with whatever he's doing. So it is kind of annoying when you personally get past all the stuff in the past, and then, like, any little inkling of something that comes up, like, everybody is automatically going straight to the past, and you like, well, damn, I know my husband better than that. Like, I know maybe back in the day, like she said, that he would have done it, but I know he wouldn't risk doing something like that now. So going to the scene with Corey, Taj, and Lily. First of all, I want to say they handled Corey like a real bitch. Okay, so wait, quick side though, right? So, you know, after I watched the video, after I watched the episode, I tweeted about it. And Corey, if you're watching, I said I was not going to go in on you. I said I was going to be nice, so I'm going to be nice. Just because Corey said so. Just because Corey said it, I'm going to be nice. Now, Lily and Taj did handle Corey like a bitch. But I think they handled him just a little bit over the top. But in the same token, I did kind of feel where they're coming from. Because, like, Corey, like, come on. It's like, the problem is, Corey is, I felt like Corey was trying to well, then, I'm going to speak in present tense. Corey is trying to micromanage everything that they do, especially now that the fact that he's been demoted and he's not the overall manager, he's just the road manager. So he feels like because he's just the road manager, he still has to lay down the line and say, look, like, y'all still have to listen to me. I still manage y'all. I still manage some aspect of y'all career, even though it's not the overall general manager like Jeff. And I think that's why Todd. But then it was a low blow. Then when they was coming at him, I felt kind of bad because I was like, damn, why they coming in? Why they going in at Corey like that? Even though he's, you know, he's micromanaging. But then when he threw that little jab at Taj, I was like, well, Corey, you were kind of looking for that. You were kind of looking for that because you took a little jab at Taj. And I think the funny thing is, the way Corey did, it was funny because somebody said exactly what I was thinking at that point. Somebody was like, damn, Corey, thanks for making Taj feel like the Michelle of the group. Like, seriously? Because you was like, oh, you don't even sing that much. Like, you was wrong for that, Corey. Since they were just talking about how they don't have a lot of downtime and they were complaining about that, and then you still trying to micromanage and telling them, okay, when y'all do have y'all little downtime right here, instead of getting massages, y'all should have been writing. Come on. They need to relax. Taj is going through personal stuff in her life. Lily may be going through the same thing. Coco's definitely going through some personal time. So Coco should have been using that time to look for her son instead of writing songs. I mean, to be honest. To the little photo shoot. I like the first look. The first look was really cute. And then Taj was like, oh yeah, and Taj and Lily was calling Coco church girl and the way she dresses. I personally do not think Coco dresses like a church girl, but in the same token, I do see women who wear those type of tights in church on Sundays when I do go. So I ain't gonna say like, oh, church girls do not dress like that, Coco, because some of them do. I mean, it was nothing bad that you were covered up. I mean, everybody has their opinion on what people should wear in church, so whatever with that. And here goes Taj talking about this blogger. I think Taj needs to learn to ignore, block, and delete, and keep it moving. And I hated her hat in the whole studio scene. I just, like, that hat kept on. Every time I would look at her, I was like, Taj, you should try it again. You should try a different outfit because that hat was blowing me. Here goes Taj with this blogger thing. And I'm like, Taj, you taking it way too personal. Like, the whole blogger thing, you letting it come into the whole conversation. Oh, we shouldn't bash the woman, da-da-da-da. Like, you putting too much of yourself into this. Yeah, in certain aspects, especially when you're a singer and a songwriter, you have to put some of yourself into it. But I feel like you were being, because of the recent events, you were being too invested in that song right then and there. And don't get me wrong, I agree with Taj, but I felt like in the studio with a songwriter trying to write a song and like I felt like that wasn't the time. But Sean Garrett handled it, because he was like, well, it's good that you guys disagree, you have these different aspects, that way you all can have a certain different part in this song with your different perspectives. So the way he handled it and his concept was right on time. Next, I felt like Taj should have told the girls about that call she got about the change in her court date for her son as soon as she got the call. I felt like a lot of stuff could have, the scene later on in the episode could have been avoided if you would have just told them the truth from the beginning. Like, y'all on tour together, like, you tell them straight up. It's not like they're not going to understand. Next is the scene with Lily and Taj at, I think they had Magic City. I thought that was a really fun scene, but Taj was killing me. Like, she was killing that scene for me, because it seemed like she was trying to be a little subdued, but then trying to act like she was, getting down, and she was all into it. Lily, you can tell Lily indulges, and Lily, she's in her element. Taj, not so much. She's like, oh, well, I'm still somebody's wife. I can have fun, but I can't do it too much. Oh, and the only reason I can get on a pole because I was taking pole fitness. So, this is not something I would normally do. Like, girl, just relax. Wash your mask. Throw some dollars. Be in a strip club. Don't try to explain or to make yourself feel better or look better on why you're in a strip club and why you're actually having fun in a strip club. Just enjoy the moment. Thing is her husband flying in. Okay, he flew in because obviously he knew she was really bothered by it, so he flew in to surprise her, to let her know, like, babe, I'm still here, don't think anything, don't think I'm doing anything, don't think anything is going on, like, I still love you, it's nothing. And I thought that was really cute. Again, that seems like something my husband would do. Y'all know I be throwing that in, because y'all know I be here with Taj, I be here with her. So yeah, I be here with Taj. And then him talking about, and then he was like, oh, looking at her toes, talking about, oh, your toes looks delicious. Next, that lets you know that, I don't think that was the camera, and that lets you know, like, they actually have sex. They're not like one of the older celebrity couples that don't get it in. Like, you could tell, because for him, like, clearly he has a foot fetish, and then for him to say that on camera, okay, oh yeah, they get down. They have sex. They're not just living the celeb life where it's just a business relationship that they just happen to be married. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can tell that Lily kind of enjoyed the intimate event that they did a little bit more than the girls, and it's because, I think it was because, it was in front of people that she kind of knew that weren't on the celeb status, because you got to remember, for a long time, Lily, out of all three of the girls, was not a part of the celeb atmosphere, because it's like she kind of lived the average normal life when they fell off and everybody went broke. Well, when Lily went broke. And you could tell she kind of enjoyed it more than they did because of that, and because her son was there to perform, and you could see like the proud mama moment in her face and how she was so happy. Okay, now is the last scene, when Coco told the girl she wasn't going to be able to do it. And I hate the fact that she kept saying, oh, I'm just not going to be able to do it, we're going to have to cancel, yada yada yada. Like, she was pulling that prima donna shit, instead of just saying, listen, like, I can't do it, my son has to go to court, like, we can't do that show. And the girls would have understood, and that's exactly what happened. It was like, damn, Coco, you could have told us that. I'm sure she would have told those girls that, they would have flew. Where does Coco live? Wherever she lived at, they would have flew there, and they would have been there to support her. But by her saying that, it's like she did that, basically telling them, yeah, I have to do this, but y'all don't need to be around. Just letting y'all know I ain't gonna be able to sing. That's it. Like, but if you would have been honest with them from the beginning, like I said, like if you would have said to them, this is what's going on. They would have supported you like sisters are supposed to do. Like, you guys are bandmates. You guys are supposed to be sisters. You guys are supposed to be together so much. Like, the way Coco handled that whole thing, like, I still feel like she's holding some stuff in and it's bothering me. I mean, but everybody deals with things differently. So, I mean, I can't really say anything about the way Coco deals with things. But, yeah, that was my review. Any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and leave them below. My Instagram, Twitter, and all that will be in the description box. Email, you want to contact me, email or YouTube inbox. And until next video, I'm out.